Hi. So here I am with another tool. So this week I've got the Milwaukee 2560-20. So it's a 2560 long neck 3/8 drive fuel ratchet. And the -20 just means that it's a tool only, no batteries, because I have a lot of M12 stuff already. So let's open it up. So this is what it comes like in the box. It's wrapped in plastic. There's cardboard on the end of it. Nothing fancy here. And that's what it looks like. So, you know, it's probably 16 inches long, something along those lines. There's about 8 inches between the red and the end of the ratchet. So I bought this to try it out. I do have the 3/8 standard ratchet, which I've been using for quite a while. So here is the 3/8 standard ratchet compared to it. So obviously it's quite a bit longer. This has a much smaller head though. If you take a look at the difference between the two head sizes, it's significantly different, but this one has a lot more torque, so it makes sense why it would have a larger head. I did get the 3/8 drive because I just thought that it made sense. You know, the 1/2 inch doesn't have a significant amount more torque, and it's a much larger head. And me personally, I only have 1/2 inch drive sockets that are impact and deep, where in 3/8 I have both shallow and deep, and realistically with 55 foot-pounds of torque, I'm not going to be breaking any chrome sockets. So we'll throw a battery pack on here. This is a 1.6 to Red Lithium, an original Red Lithium, so nothing special. So there's a lock on here. It comes locked, so you click that and then it unlocks. There is a battery indicator on the side, so you can see that I only have 2 bars in this battery. I should probably use a different one for the actual test. But it's pretty fast, actually. It's probably about as fast as this guy, maybe a little bit faster, but it does have the notch on the back for switching speeds. It's relatively easy to turn. It seems to have a decent amount of zip to it. I've really liked this ratchet, honestly. It's been really convenient, especially working on engines and in tight spaces, because you can kind of just break something loose and then just let this zip it out. The downside to this is it doesn't have a ton of torque. It only has like 30 foot-pounds. This has 55, which still isn't a ton, but it's, you know, double this. So, you know, doing anything other than like, you know, chassis bolts, heavier suspension stuff, putting wheels or tires on a car, this is going to be more than enough. And you still have enough, you can actually use this to kind of torque things down at the end by hand. I don't know how much torque you could actually put on it. I don't know where you would break it, but I will say with this, I tend to use this like a ratchet at the beginning. So I'm breaking something loose and then I'm squeezing the trigger and letting it do its thing. So yeah, I mean, this is a brushless tool, so it should perform a lot better than the one that I have right now. You know, obviously it's a Milwaukee. Milwaukee comes with a 5-year warranty. I've heard their warranty is good. I've never had to claim a warranty on a tool, and I've owned their tools for 15 years, so I can't comment on how good or bad the warranty is. There is a light here, so when you press the trigger, it does turn the light on. It goes off after a couple of seconds. This one has a much smaller light on it, and so that seems definitely brighter. So, to find something to take apart so we can actually test this. Alright, so I have to add, if you use an XC battery with this thing, it flies. It's way faster than not using an XC battery. Although the XC battery gives you this big, stupid foot that kind of makes it, I don't know, clunky and heavy, so I don't tend to like the XC batteries, but it definitely has a lot more power and a lot more speed with the XC battery installed. Alright, so which one do you buy? You buy this one. So they're short length, long length, and impact
ratchets in 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. I think that this is the sweet spot. So like I said at the beginning, it's the 2560-20, 3/8 extended length fuel brushless ratchet. And the reason I think this one is the one to buy. So the 1/4 inch version of this doesn't have nearly as much torque, but has a very similar sized head. The 1/2 inch version of this has a fair amount more torque, but it has a much larger head. So from a space perspective, I think the 3/8 is the sweet spot. It has more torque than the 1/4, but it's not any harder to get into tighter places, and you're not giving up all of the space to get a 1/2 inch. With as much torque as it has, it's going to break loose most bolts. It does seem to have a much more rigid frame than the shorter length one, so you should be able to break things free by hand, using your hand and just treating it like a ratchet. When we compare this to the shorter ones, yeah, the head is bigger on it, but the extended length allows you to get into tighter spots and make it a really good fit for a lot of different situations. As a tool that you could use for top of engine work, say removing intake and exhaust manifolds, removing valve cover bolts, removing accessories, those types of things, this is definitely going to get you into those tighter spaces. It provides enough torque to break loose most bolts, and you should be able to, by hand, manually break loose whatever you need to and just have this winded out the rest of the way. With this being a fuel, it does run faster and have more power when you put an XC battery in. I don't like the profile that creates because it gives it kind of like this foot and makes it kind of big and clunky, but you're so far out of where you're actually working that that's acceptable for a lot of situations, and it's nice to have that option. You can always put a CP 2.0 battery in here and keep it a nice small profile. So all of that being said, if I was looking to just buy one unit, this is the one that I would buy. I'm going to put a couple links in the bottom, one for Obsessed Garage and one for Tool Nut. If you do decide that you want one of these and you happen to follow that link, it's going to give me a kickback, and I really appreciate that. If you don't, then that's fine too. So anyway, thank you for watching, and have a great day.